In this little movie, we're going to go over some basic concepts in sound and flash using sound in the timeline. There are essentially two kinds, streaming and event. We're going to learn how to connect a sound to a button, and then we're also going to learn how to correct a pesky problem that has been baffling people for years, and now there seems to be a solution. And that deals with when you're loading new shock waves on top of an existing flash project, and different shock waves that you load have different sounds, and sometimes the sounds of the old shock waves continue to play. Well, we finally have that nailed down, hopefully. So here goes. Hello there, my name is John Thornton, and this is a demonstration of using sound in the timeline. Let's deal with the programming issue first. This film is not really about how to do this particular file, but let's take a look at the code. Essentially what we're doing is when we click these different buttons, hello there, it's going to load different shock waves on top of this base shock wave. So let's take a quick look at the code. Open up the actions. We have written a function for each button, which is going to essentially load the shock wave that button represents. But before we load the new one, we have to unload and stop the old one. So each of these functions for each button, it starts with L.unload and stop, L being the variable name for our loader. So notice that we have that as the first line of each function. That's basically it. It used to be this whole thing with sound mixer dot stop all, but this seems to work. When the file is playing, hello there, and we switch animations or shock waves on top, it cancels out the previous sound altogether, and we won't continue to hear it in an annoying way. And just to show you how annoying this can be, here's an example of the problem, and this is my fault because I didn't really know how to fix it when I taught this student how to do this, and I'll try to contact him and show him the fix. But you can see in this example, he has a bunch of different sounds playing at the same time, and that's not what he wanted. My fault. This is what I'm talking about. This is one of my students' projects, which is really good, but it had that sound problem. So all these different sounds are playing at the same time. Okay, so let's take a look at how to connect a sound to a button. Here's a button on the up and over. You see the color changes. We're going to insert a frame under hit. So we're going to just insert a frame. And then we're going to make a new layer on top and insert a blank keyframe on down. Down is when our finger goes down on the button, that's when we want to hear the cluck. Now we're going to go over to the property window, and where it says sound, we're going to look for cluck. This is a recording I made of myself clucking my tongue. In this case, we want the sync to be event. And let's check this out. So we're going to go to scene 1, and I will go and drag the animation 3 button to the stage, and we'll just see if it works. So I'm going to test my movie. Now listen to this. See how there's a delay. When I recorded myself, I pushed the record button and then didn't cluck for about a half a second. So I want to trim that up. Okay, so let's open up the animation 3 button again, and we have our sound here, and you go to the property inspector and this little sound envelope pencil thing. And what we want to do is we want to actually use this edit envelope as a little sound editing program. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this little bottom thing on the left and move it over to where we want the sound to start. I can shrink this down if I want and also get rid of the stuff on the end of the sound. So I just have, so now let's test this again. Now when I click this, right at the beginning. The best way to sync sound and image is to use streaming sound. Now if we look at the timeline here, I have an actions layer, an animation layer, and a sound layer. And basically if I go back to frame 1 and hit return, we can sort of see this.
Hello there, my name is John Thornton, and this is a demonstration of using sound in the timeline.
I experimented and I wanted the sound to sort of start, play for a while, and then stop. Now, I'm going to trash the sound layer here and just sort of make a new sound layer and do it again. So I'll call this sound. So let's say I want the sound to start after frame 40, around here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert a blank keyframe. Now I'm going to then go over to the property inspector and pick a sound. Now I have the short speech. We have to change this from event to stream. If you have it streaming, it'll play as long as there's a frame. So watch what happens. We'll test this.
Hello there, my name is John Thornton, and this is a demonstration of using sound in the timeline.
Now when we get to the stop action and the frame stop, the sound stops. But actually I didn't have enough sound for that to happen, so perhaps you don't believe me, but it is true. If this speech had been longer, it would have stopped there. Okay, in fact, what the heck, I'm going to put a stop right here, insert a blank keyframe, and I'll just put another stop, just to prove to you that I'm not lying. Test this out.
Hello there, my name is John Thornton, and this is a demonstration of using...
See, I told you. I'm going to get rid of this. Clear the keyframe. Let's say we wanted the sound to play for a while and then stop. What I can do is anywhere I want it to stop, I can just insert a blank keyframe. So I'm going to just insert a blank keyframe in the sound layer right here. So it'll stop. So now watch what happens. It's going to play.
Hello there. Hello there. My name is...
Okay, so let's say I want to pick up the sound starting at a different spot at a different time. So let's go to, say, frame 110, and I'm going to go to insert a blank keyframe again, and I'm going to pick that sound again, short speech, and now I'm going to use the edit thing, and let's say we shrink this down, and you can look at the time or the frame, either one. All right, so we'll start this right about here, I think.
My name is John Thornton.
You can also sort of see this. This is probably my name is John Thornton, and I'll end it right there.
My name is John Thornton.
Okay, so that's what I have. I hit OK, and just that part will play there. Okay.
Hello there. My name is John Thornton.
Okay, now let's say we want to do one final thing, which is to actually do a fade in and fade out. Forget these effects. Don't even bother. Do it with the edit. So make this a little bigger. So here's the My Name is John Thornton business here. Whoops. And what you want to do is use these little things on the top. So you want 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. You want 4 if you want it to fade in and out. There are 2 sound channels. So I'm going to drag this down to here and this one down to here. And same thing here. So we're doing it for both sound channels. Okay, so by moving these things around, you can have the fade in. So this represents my name problem. My name is John Thornton or whatever. So by having the sound start real low and then building up to its full and then fading out, it'll sound like this.
My name is John Thornton. My name is John Thornton.
So you can play around with this.
My name is John Thornton.
And get the fade in and fade out that you want. All right, so let's test this out.
Hello there. My name is John Thornton.
If you have a really good sound editing program, I would try to edit the sound externally, but this is certainly pretty good. So the things to remember, you can edit what part of a sound you get with this little pencil. For syncing the sound and imagery, use streaming, and it will stop when the frames stop. This repeat thing is the number of times it will play if there's room to do it. And generally, if you're syncing sound to imagery, you just want to repeat it once. And you don't want to loop it. So just repeat times 1. Okay, well that's the basics of sound in Flash, and hopefully this is helpful. Thank you very much.